Hey guys, how's it going? JD here. So we got a great trade going here. So we had this big move up. So we got a second leg here that we riding, and we are almost to our target. We are actually just about 4 points away. We're getting a great push right now. We're up 2,100 already, and I actually have I got 1,200 locked in, I believe, but I'm about to lock in some more. Let's just go here to this breakout area. All right, and I think we're gonna make it. I think we're gonna make this target here. Okay, we're getting a great push. You know what? I'm actually gonna lock in some more because I'm pretty good with a $2,000 win. I'm gonna lock in right behind this. I ain't giving nothing back on this. Yeah, we're up 2,200, 2,300. Yeah, we'll take this one. Lock in right here. See if we can get another 2 points. 2.5 points to get us there. We'll see if we get it. All right, we need one more push. We're about 2 points away. We need one more push and we'll get there. Either way, we got a great trade. I believe we got 2,000 locked in no matter what. So we are in good shape. We'll see if we can make it to the target. Okay, we are almost there. I'm gonna lock in some more. This might be my final lock in, but we're gonna lock up this 2,300. Hey, this is 2,300. This is close enough, you know. That target don't matter. This is money in the hand. Money in the hand. I'm locking it up. I'm locking it up. We don't get there by 2 points. That's okay.
Stop filled.
Great trade. Great trade. Another $1,000 day. Hey guys, how's it going? JD here. So I read a great quote today. Let me read it to you because this one here was very powerful to me. It says, to succeed once, focus on the outcome. To keep succeeding, focus on the process that makes the outcome. And that's by Kevin Kelly. All right. So that really struck a nerve with me because I've been really focusing on my process. I've really been, improving my craft and trading better and better simply because I'm focused on my process. Okay. And so I just want to share a 3-step process that I think every trader should use actually, and to have consistent trades, to have consistency in your trading. If you're doing the same thing over and over again, you can't help but get better, right? You're going to get better. And so I'm not telling you all should trade the way I trade or look at the indicators I use, which I only use one, the 21 EMA, or look at how I see the market. But I think this 3-step process will help anybody in their trading. So let's jump into it. So it's a 3-step process that I basically use. Step 1 is you first have to have an idea. That's step 1. So step 1 to my process is to get an idea. Okay. And the idea is basically going to there's going to be 3 results to that idea. Either I believe the market is going up, I believe the market is going down, or I believe the market is in a range, moving sideways. So you first have to have an idea, but it's going to be 3 results to your idea. Because there's only 3 things the market can do: trend up, trend down, or move sideways. So to get the idea, that's where, your personality comes in. Some people going to have ideas because they use trend lines. Some people going to have ideas because they use Fibonacci retracements. Some people going to have ideas because they use moving averages. Okay. Some people are going to have ideas because they use the CCI or the MACD. Okay. So whatever, tool you use, that's going to be up to you. But the most important thing is that you get an idea, right? The most important thing is that you have an idea of where the market is headed. So that's step 1. Okay. Now, step 2 is that after you have the idea, then you need a setup. Okay. So again, setups are going to vary, right? People have a lot of different setups. Maybe your setup is a breakout. Maybe your setup is a, range fade if we're in a trending market. A ranging market. Maybe your setup is a second entry. Maybe your setup is a higher low. The point though is that if you have a real process and a real system, you're probably going to have a setup. And here's why the setup is so important. The setup is vitally important because the setup validates your idea. All right. So you may have an idea that the market is going long, but until you have a setup to help validate that idea, you can't take any action on that idea. It's just an idea, right? But let's say that I had an idea that the market was moving up. I had an idea that the market was going into an uptrend. And then I get a second entry long off of the 21 EMA. In my case, that would be a good setup, in my opinion, to validate my idea that the market is going higher. So once I get that second entry, once I get that setup, my idea is now validated. Okay. So now I feel more comfortable going ahead and taking a trade, which leads us to number 3 is you have to execute, right? So after you have an idea and then you have a setup that validates that idea, the third thing that I look for is, in my case, for my strategy, it probably would be a good signal candle, right? Because I can have a second entry, but if I don't get a signal candle to trigger it, the setup isn't actually triggered yet. But once I get that signal candle, now I'm prepared to execute because I already had the idea that it was going long. Then I got a second entry that validated my idea. Now, if I get a strong signal candle heading up in the right direction, now I feel comfortable to execute that trade. Okay. Because my 3-step process has been completed, right? Had an idea, had a setup that validated the idea. And now I got a beautiful candle to tell me, yes, time to execute an entry, right? If I do those 3 things each and every trade, I live with the results, right? Because trading is random. One trade doesn't mean anything. You got to get up to 100 trades before you know what you're really working with, right? But if you take 100 of the same trades and you're profitable, you have a good process, you have a good system. And the thing about it is, traders who don't use a process, you're going to struggle. If every trade is different, how can you practice, right? If every setup is different, if every trade is different. I know the market is different. Nothing is going to be exactly like the last time, because the market isn't exactly like the last time. There's different market participants every time you trade. But what I'm saying is you should at least have a process that's the same, right? Or a trade. Like, for instance, some people only take second entries, right? That's a great strategy because their process is that I know second entries is a high probability trade. So why am I going to take anything else, right? I'm just going to take second entries. That's a great strategy, and that's a great process. And they can design their process exactly how I just really described it. You could, if we're going long, if the idea is that we're going long, okay, I'm looking for a second entry long. If we're going short, all right, I'm looking for a second entry short. If the market is in a range, you're like, I probably won't even get a trade. But if I happen to see the market make a second entry long off the bottom of the range, I'm going with it, right? So process. Here we go. No profits without process, all right? Put a process in place today. And like I say, my process is, first you got to have that idea. Then you get a setup to validate that idea. Then you just have to execute off of hopefully a pretty good signal candle. All right. So that's my spiel for today. Real short, real quick. I just wanted to share that piece of wisdom with you that I think is pretty good wisdom. Put a process in place. Try to do the same thing every day when it comes to entering into the market. Don't just take random candles. Just don't take random setups. Just don't wait for your setup. Be patient enough to wait for your setup, be disciplined enough to follow a process. And once you follow the process, the profits will come. All right. When you follow your process, the profits will come. All right. So this is a great time to like, share, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate you. And we're going to get on out of here, and I will catch you on the next one. All right. My name is JD. And as always, I wish you increase on the sudden. Bye-bye. Want to learn more about trading the futures market? Check this video out right here.